Hi, welcome to another Mature in Love segment with Dr. Rick. And thank you for taking the time to tune in and watch these segments. We do hope that in some small way they actually are encouraging to you and that you find them as a value, not just in terms of watching, but also in terms of inspiring you to transform your life, to become something different, and that difference makes a difference that will make a difference in your life. If you want to learn more about us, go to relatewell.us, relatewell.us. Look at the Relate Well core curriculum, and that's where we teach people how to have healthy, loving, mature relationships with anybody. If you're a therapist watching this, we actually have a clinically trained program that trains clinicians in how we use the Relate Well process in therapy. Relate Well is actually a 9-session curriculum where we actually teach individuals and couples the skills for bonding, attachment, emotional regulation, communication, problem solving, centered around what we call the 4 protectors: goodwill, respect, humility, and empathy. And there's some videos there at drrickmarks.com, which is linked from the relatewell.us page. Or check us out on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Relate Well and Dr. Rick Marks, and you can check that out there and see some of the videos and some of the thinking that we have here at Relate Well. Now, what is today's segment about? Today's segment is 10 ways and for you to live life lovingly and successfully. 10 ways in which you can live life lovingly and successfully. So let's go to those 10 now. Ready? Number one way you can live life lovingly and successfully is let go of being perfect. Let go of being perfect. You know, perfection is not a reality in this world. For those of us in the faith community, we understand perfection is because of who we are in Christ, but that's the hope we have when we go on into eternity with Christ. However, in this world, in this realm, perfection is not a possibility. Excellence is a possibility, and maturity is a possibility. But if you keep striving for perfection, you're going to hurt a lot of people along the way, and you'll be frustrated as well. You know, give yourself permission to not be perfect. I like to say it this way: it's okay to not be okay. And when you get to a point that it is okay to not be okay, you'll be okay. So number one, let go of being perfect. Choose instead to live a life of maturity and to live by excellence. Number two, confront issues that are in your life, be it within yourself or with others. Confront issues with love, confront issues with courage, and confront them with goodwill. When you deal with issues from the lower order animal brain, it's going to be prideful. You're not teachable. You're not able to listen. You're not able to see another person's perspective. The only thing you're actually seeing is your perspective, and your perspective is all that matters in those moments. But when you confront issues with love and courage and goodwill, you'll be able to hear another person's perspective. You actually are teachable. You will actually be respectful of others. And so, number two, confront issues with love, courage, and goodwill. If you don't know how, then go to the relatewell.us website, purchase the Relate Well core program, and we teach you how to do that. Number three, remember this: your thoughts, your belief systems, your way of thinking generates a lot of the issues that you bring into your life. If you believe you're stupid, you're going to create a lot of craziness in your life and the lives of others. If you believe you're a dog or a cat, got it? What you believe, if you believe you're not good enough, you believe that you're inadequate, you believe that you're not lovable, you believe that you don't matter, if you believe that you're a failure, because your thoughts will generate a lot of the issues in your life, because that negative thinking attracts to you, the law of attraction attracts to you negativity. So make sure that your thoughts are based in reality. You know, for me, as not just a psychologist and a counselor, but also as a minister, I like to take people to the cross of Jesus Christ. Why? Because you don't die for things you hate, you die for things you value. You die for things that matter to you. You die for things that you love. You die for things you cherish. Well, the fact that God the Father sent his biological son Jesus to die on a cross for us, that declares that I'm good enough. It declares that I matter. It declares that I am lovable. It declares that I have value and worth. And by the way, it declares that about you as well. Make sure that you understand your thoughts generate your issues too, and you might want to change your thoughts to what's valid and real rather than things you constructed for yourself because of things that happened to you, particularly in childhood. Don't live a lie. Believe the truth. Number 4, and this is an important one in my mind. Number 4 way to live life lovingly and successfully: find time to laugh. Find time. Have fun. Don't get so caught up in seriousness that you lose a sense of well-being. You know, the fact that you can find time to laugh and have fun means you're giving yourself permission to live a life of brevity. You know, stuff happens, but there's still good in life as well. There's still things that we can champion. There's still things that are still silly and funny out there. And do that. Watch movies. Go do something that you enjoy, right? Be it the beach or hiking or reading a good book. Make sure you laugh and make sure you do the things that are fun, all right? Live a life of brevity. Don't take life too serious is really the point here. Number 5, 10 ways to live life lovingly. Be achievement oriented. Don't be a procrastinator. Be achievement oriented. If you start something, finish it. Procrastinators never get things started, and if they do, they never finish them. They always feel defeated, and they end up feeling helpless and hopeless. If you're going to do something, start it, finish it, make it happen, all right? So if you say you're going to do something, go ahead and do it. But don't live life as a procrastinator. Be achievement-oriented. Number 6, create relationships with people around you who are like-minded. Create relationships with people around you who are like-minded. Know who your tribe is, folks, and find people in that tribe. Example: there are people who think a certain way, and they you know, angry people attract angry people. Positive people attract positive people. People who are legalistic in their religion don't attract people who aren't legalistic. They don't attract other legalistic people. All right, and so if you think one way but your group thinks another, you're gonna find that frustrating. Find people who are like-minded. In other words, if you want to be a positive person, quit hanging around negative people. Find positive people to be around. Find people who inspire you, help you think more positively, and who help you become a better you, all right? So I'm not going to say any more about that, but create relationships with like-minded people. Know who your tribe is and find people in that tribe. Number 7 is be appreciative. Be grateful. Proverbs 16:24, I think it is, says, pleasant words are pleasing to the body. Now, why are pleasant words pleasing to the body? It's because appreciations, when you hear an appreciation, those are pleasant words. Whenever you share an appreciation with someone, the moment that person's brain hears the appreciation, their brain releases a neurochemical called dopamine. And dopamine, when released, is a mood shift into pleasure. You know, when you live a life of appreciation, you can look at your situation and find the good in it and be grateful for it. Always live a life of gratitude and always be appreciative. It is really good for your emotional, relational health, right? Number 8, and this is probably the most important for all of them, because I doubt if you didn't have this, you couldn't do the others. It's real simple. Live humbly. Live a life of humility. To live humbly is to live powerfully. I'm going to say that again. To live a life of humility is to live powerfully. You know, really healthy, mature people are actually humble people. Immature people are actually prideful, because the real part of you that shows this, the party that shows up in conflict is the real you. Mature people in conflict turn to humility, thus they operate out of compassion and cooperation. Immature adults move to defensiveness. What if you chose to live humbly, so that when conflict came, you've been so mature and you're so humble You're not bothered by what another person thinks or feels, but you're able to listen to them. You're able to hear their perspective. Because in living life humbly, you'll actually honor and respect other people's thoughts and feelings as well. Number 9, and this is really important, keep a balanced perspective on life. It's not all about your perspective. Every issue has different perspectives. Be able to hear other people's perspectives and consider their perspective. And this is really important. Consider whether their perspective is accurate. It's accurate. There may be things you don't agree, but there may be some things that are still true. So keep a balanced perspective. Example, some people didn't like President Obama. But I will say something. There's one thing I honor about him. He was a good husband and he's a good dad. And there were presidents for him who were not good husbands or good dads. And so he was. I can keep a balanced perspective about the man. I can keep a balanced perspective about some pastors that I know that I don't respect. I can acknowledge the good things about them, but that doesn't mean I don't discount the bad things that are in them as well. And so keep a balanced perspective, all right? And here's the last one. Breathe. When you find yourself getting emotionally tense, aroused, learn to step back. Take a few minutes and just self-regulate by controlling your breathing. And when you find healthy, mature ways to self-soothe, and breathing is one of them, you'll actually regulate your heartbeat, which will bring you back into the present. It'll bring you back into the present where you can regulate the lower order reactive brain with the higher order neocortex. Here's something powerfully about learning to self-soothe and about learning to breathe. There they are. 10 ways to live life lovingly. Here they are as an overview. Number 1, let go of being perfect. Confront the issues with love, courage, and goodwill. Your thoughts generate your issues too. Number 3, find time to laugh and have fun. Number 4. Number 5, achievement orientation. Don't procrastinate. All right. Number 6, create relationships with like-minded people. Number 7, be appreciative, be grateful. Find things to appreciate. Number 8, live a life of humility. Live humbly. Number 9, keep a balanced perspective about life. Be able to hear other people's perspective and consider the possibility that there's an element of truth they have as well. And lastly, breathe. Breathe. Learn to self-soothe. So there you go. Based on the Relate Well way of doing things in our Mature in Love segment, 10 things that you can do, 10 ways to live life lovingly. And I would argue you become successful, not just in life, but relationships as well. Thanks for tuning in to another Mature in Love segment. This is Dr. Rick Marks. To learn more about us, go to relatewell.us, relatewell.us. If you learn some of the things that we do, there is a link to Dr. Rick. Just click on that link and you'll see a lot more of the work that we do in terms of counseling, retreats, workshops, and some of our corporate work where we actually teach these principles in the business world. Have a great day, and thanks for tuning in to this Mature in Love segment.